Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are here, the All-Purpose Podcast, episode numero dos, two, labo. Y'all know what it is. So you guys are probably wondering why are we, sitting in this formation today, essentially, where I'm essentially cooped up next to Luqman, yeah?
It's a 4-4-2 formation.
4-4-2 formation. We the strikers up here, baby.
Yeah, we gonna pop.
But we have a big pause. Whoa, dude. We have a special guest. And hey, it's a you.
Glad to be back, man.
We are here, man. My brother came. He hit us with some, COVID-19. You feel me? Niggas is dying out here, but it is what it is.
I gotta see my niggas before we go.
Respect, man. We here for a good time, not a long time.
I like that.
Man's heard flights are $19. Women want it.
He came quick, fam.
Your taxes was worth more than the fucking ticket itself.
Oh, what you been up to, man? Talk to us, man.
What's the news? I know, man. I moved. I'm a new Minnesotan now, so I'm a Timberwolves fan, but I gotta make sure that LeBron gets his ring, and then after that, I'm a diehard Timberwolves fan, a Vikings fan. Where's D?
Damn, man's a Vikings fan. What am I doing
This
here?
man is critical right now. Hey, fam, we about to get Joe Burrow, bro. The Bengals are available.
That's not bad.
The offer's out there. It's up to you, fam. You got the free agency period to decide, fam. I'm just saying, bro.
I gotta go back and talk to my people, man. I gotta
you know who the
Saints
Saints has got? We just got Emmanuel Sanders, fam. Deep throat.
34-year-old receiver, buddy. Don't worry about it.
Okay, y'all talking too much sports, fam. I'm not sports educated. You feel me? I just watch highlights and make predictions. Yeah, and you know what I'm saying.
I respect that, fam.
Yeah.
See, everybody understands his lane and he stays in it.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
I respect that.
You know, it's crazy, bro. When we was doing the Snapchat Hamza episode, bro, on the Big Bros podcast, these guys got into one tangent of sports and they kept on going. I didn't mention. I was just sitting there, third wheeling.
Bro, you're a rookie right now. I need you to start talking into the mic, bro.
Oh, my bad.
Come on, you're a rookie out here, bro. Man's been out of the game for a couple months. All of a sudden, he's switching
My bad,
up on me,
man. I
bro.
gotta get closer.
Do better, bro.
We gotta learn the basics.
Yeah.
Nah, man. I'm glad you guys invited me, man. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
We appreciate you
We
joining
had
us
to,
and
bro.
on
We had
your
to.
free day, man. How you been, man? How's the wife? How's the kid, man?
Alhamdulillah. Sudais is growing. 6 months
Oh,
yesterday.
man. Jeez.
6 months, bro. Half a year already, bro.
Time flies, man.
Fatherhood, crazy.
Yeah.
Question. Let me ask you a question though. How's it being a father right now? You left Columbus like
Yeah.
a normal nigga.
Yeah,
You came back as a dad.
as a dad, bro. Wallahi, fatherhood is amazing, bro. To be honest, wallahi, I can't say a lot about fatherhood without bringing up motherhood, bro, because that's where a lot of the pressure is on, bro. And I gotta, shout out to my wife. Wallahi, she's amazing.
Big ups.
Yeah,
Big ups.
bro.
Shout out to her,
I want
man.
to ask you a question. So like, I was a big fan of the one of Big Bros podcast, right?
Yeah.
And then it was one episode where you was talking about how like I don't know the exact thing you were talking about.
I know what you're talking
But you were
about.
talking about how like women are supposed to be the caretakers and men are supposed to be the providers and stuff. Do you still feel that same way now that you're dad?
Bro, to be honest with you, bro, it comes more natural to them. You feel me? Even though I want to be that person that's out there, I wake up at nighttime, take care of my son, feed him, all of that. You feel me? Even though I go to work and all that, but I do those things. You feel me? But for women, it just comes natural. It's just this. It's a sixth sense.
I feel like right now it's coming natural for you. You're waking up at these hours.
I learned throughout the way, but as soon as that baby was born, like she kind of knew what she was supposed to do.
Because she knows she gotta take care of this child. It's her child.
Question.
And I feel like you feel the same way as well. Like you're not gonna just let your kid starve for a day.
Oh no,
It comes
I'm gonna take
natural
care of it.
for
I
you
love
as
it.
well.
I love doing
so
shit
guys,
for him.
all I'd like to say, Luqman, you brought up a wonderful point. Ayub is grown.
He's already.
Times have changed. Yo,
Times have changed.
Baby come out of the picture. All of a sudden, things are different now.
You know what?
I respect that.
I'm not thinking the same way
Yeah,
now.
you're not thinking the same.
You know the other thing though?
I'm woke now, nigga. My third eye
I
open.
respect that. I respect that.
You ever hear what's it called on Hollywood movies, especially when you watch them? Is like when somebody has a kid,
Yeah.
they're like shocked. This is
Bro,
my
I
nigga.
cried, bro. Like I remember, wallahi, it was like right after a week or so when y'all did the one-on-one podcast and it was just you two and you said, "Oh, we're uncles, guys." Like, wallahi, I remember in the birth room, bro, I cried, my nigga. Like I literally cried, fam. Because at first it was, oh my god, it's a baby. But then as soon as he came out, I cut the umbilical cord, and then he was crying for like 10, 15 seconds, and then he got on her chest. And then he just stopped crying and just started staring at her. Until today, like my son, he's wide-eyed. Like he looks at everything. He's like, he looks at something, he's so focused on it. So as soon as, and then when they put him on the chest, well, like she said, damn, he's beautiful. As soon as he said that shit, it started to get real. Cause before it was a it. the baby, the baby, the baby. He
It's a person now.
now it's like, damn, yo, this is real life baby right now. You know what I'm saying? So I cried at that time while I teared up.
That's
nigga.
absolutely amazing.
I was,
man. Yo, man. Obviously, you guys have seen, growth happens.
Experiences, bro.
Experiences,
Yeah, that's
absolutely.
best
beautiful,
teacher.
man. Yo, big ups, Mumtaz, obviously. You know
Yeah.
what Mumtaz,
shout
big
Shout out
ups,
to her,
big
shout
ups.
out to her.
And Baby Sudays. Yeah, you, man. It's been wonderful having you. Hamza,
What's
how
up,
how
man?
has it been so far, man?
Bro, COVID-19, not gonna lie to you, this week,
Yeah,
you know when people saying I'm bored, Wallah, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not been bored. Shout out.
big ups.
Because
yeah.
I'm always keeping myself busy with new things, new projects,
100%,
always,
100%,
right?
Yeah,
And we're trying to improve the podcast as well. We listen, guys. We listen.
100%. We
We,
listen.
we take constructive criticism.
Yeah.
Always bring it on. We're gonna listen. We're gonna adjust. You feel
Exactly.
me? Last time we had white walls.
Yeah.
Right now we got
Color.
we got
It's
color
different.
now.
Yeah.
It's
It's
different.
different. We always change it up.
We adjusted that. That's all. How right now is my online classes start tomorrow morning. I gotta wake up 8 a.m. I'm still gonna be in my bed. You feel me?
Yeah.
Lecture, fam. And that's it. Well, nothing new right now. Just miss sports a lot, fam.
Yeah.
Like, a lot. And I'm watching hella TV shows, hella animes. I'm writing my own script right now.
Oh,
For a
wow.
TV show?
Yeah. Like a short movie, bro.
Luqman wrote his own script as well.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we're gonna, obviously with everything that happened now, it's unfortunate. And but Luqman, would you like to talk to us a little about what you're looking for, man?
No, why don't you go? You're the middleman.
That
Let's
is-
go. Let's go in
All right,
order.
respect. So
Let's go in order, buddy.
It's Sunnah, bro. How we gonna skip the?
yeah, I respect.
Yeah.
So in regards to kind of life, I'm working from home full time now. Obviously with everything that's going on, my company has been very proactive instead of reactive in this whole situation. A lot of people have been working from home, so that's very good. School's been kicking my ass. Not even gonna lie, man. This professor, man, he expects us to finish. He expects us to do like a 1-page chapter each summer, a 3-page case paper. Do some quizzes, all within a 3-day span. Before I'm like, bro, let me breathe, man. I got a wife and kids to
Suffocate,
feed,
yeah,
man.
exactly.
Like, let's struggle out here, bro.
You know what my friend said? What's it called? So right now is Ohio State gave us an extra week of spring break right now because they're trying to adjust the thing, putting everything online. That takes time. One of my friends said, "Yo, I don't got a computer."
Yeah.
Straight up.
Oh, really?
He does have a computer.
So they gave him a computer.
No,
I
he
bet.
said, "Email it, but I don't got a computer."
What
How
is-
do you expect me to do? Because he's a CSE major, computer
Yeah.
science. You can't do nothing without a computer.
Yeah.
Man said, "I don't have a computer." Straight up.
So what's gonna happen?
I don't know. I'm so curious.
That man ain't graduated. But nah,
But
man.
it's not his fault though, if you think about it.
True. Nah, I'm sure maybe OSU will probably do something to help him. But nah, all besides that, man, all has been well. You know what I mean? Just kind of taking it day by day, man. Luqman, talk to us about yourself.
No, I'm not much of an interesting person, but I don't know, dude. I don't know what normal people do on the weekends. Like, what are Saturday and Sundays for?
Sports,
Like,
man.
it's for sports.
Yeah.
There's no sports. What do we do now?
That's true.
We just stare at white walls. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm the youngest of 6.
Yeah.
So, and all my siblings basically moved out. So when I'm home, I'm basically the only person there. And it's complete depression. But we just literally staring at white walls all
You know
day.
what you can do? You know what you need to do? I'm not gonna lie to you. I want you to study what people do on weekends. Just look at them.
I
Like,
can't-
well, that's what I do. I
Bro,
literally look at what
that's-
other people do on weekends, and it fascinates me. People are interested in dumb shit, fam. It's like, I'm looking like now I see what people see when I'm watching sports. Well, if I'm watching the game, fam, I'm zoned out.
Yeah.
You can burn the house down. What happened for you tonight? My sister looked at. I looked at my sister the other day. I just for that. She was literally playing on the wall.
She was zoned out too.
She was zoned out.
House burned out.
That's
She be
it.
straight.
I know that's why I said this is what they see all the time. Makes sense.
Bro, when I was growing up, weekends for cartoons and sports. You know what I mean? Now, weekends is for anime and sports. Anime is still around. Thank God One Piece, is doing legendary things.
Shout out
You
to
know
Big
what I
One
mean?
Piece.
Some really good anime. Not like 2019. 2019 animes is hit different. But 2020 animes is still time to catch up. It's
The
still
last
like,
week of weekend, bro. Vinland Saga,
yeah,
fam.
dude, Vinland Saga, all them animes, Demon Slayer, all that. Dude, all them animes, great in 2019 season. But
You know what's crazy, bro? Like, I got into anime because all of my other friends was getting into anime. I don't know if you consider Dragon Ball Z anime.
yeah. It's
Oh, you got it, yeah.
As you guys can see,
Bro, you ain't
Show
real.
to that
You
camera
ain't
real
real.
y'all see it? Come on, man. That's what we wearing now.
You're not real if you don't know about Dragon Ball Z if you've never watched it, bro.
But can I ask you a
Yeah,
question, though?
Go ahead.
Can you enjoy Dragon Ball Z right now? I don't think your brain cells can enjoy it right now.
Yo, let me tell you something, okay?
I still fuck with it.
Wallahi billah ta'ala, you can, bro, if you just trying to bring back like nostalgic feelings. Like a couple years ago, just out of nostalgia, and I'm like, you know what? Let me just see how it is. I started watching fucking Digimon from 2002.
Digimon.
Digimon, yeah, so exactly, bro. I was never a big Pokemon fan, but I was a big Digimon fan. So it's like, Yes, I believe 100% I could watch fucking Dragon Ball Z. But then again, there's those episodes where they just power up the entire episode to just because the manga wasn't, the episode wasn't as close to it.
So you guys are probably wondering why have we gone to this? Well, today's episode, I'm sure if you guys haven't picked on yet, it's about anime. It's about kind of like these animations, manga, so on and so forth is what we're going to be talking about. We obviously grew up watching anime. You know what I mean? So could you talk about like Ayub, how did you begin watching anime? What was kind of the first anime you watched?
It was peer pressure. My friends was watching it. I mean, of course, cartoons was it was cartoons.
Like how old were you at the time?
I could easily say I was probably like 9, 10.
Okay.
Probably, Dragon Ball Z. It was first Dragon Ball, and then it was Dragon Ball Z, and then Dragon Ball GT, and all that as it continued. But I could easily say I was 9, 10 years old as soon as I started watching it, and just seeing other people, and then everybody was going all the time. Nigga, you ain't a real Dragon Ball Z fan if you've never been inside home and you try to go Super Saiyan. Nigga, I real life believe that shit, bro.
One of the greatest YouTube videos is that one black kid who took off his shirt essentially and was powering up because he believed he could go Super Saiyan.
Yeah, bro.
That
was
is
me.
one of the first videos
That was me.
Hilarious, man.
I could relate with that kid.
Yeah. Oh my God. What about you, Hamza?
All right. First of all, shout out to Dragon. The reason why I said I can't enjoy
I feel
Dragon.
like I took yours. Like Dragon Ball Z, you had the shirt and
No,
everything,
not
and I'm like, damn,
it's
bro.
not
I
even,
just
not
really
even,
took
not
his-
even. Yeah.
Bro,
not
we
even.
got enough to shine. We can all
Okay.
shine. Don't worry. It's enough to pass around. First of all, my first ever anime I ever watched is not anime. It's actually a cartoon. My gateway to anime was Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Interesting.
I consider that an anime.
Yeah.
It's not really an anime. It's a
think it's an
cartoon,
anime.
bro. It's more. No, the reason I'm saying that is the creator, the country was made on, and by who was producing it. Cartoon Network, fam. Nickelodeon, actually.
Yeah.
It was Nickelodeon. I watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, right? I loved it. Shout out to my big brother Khalid who introduced that
It's
to
one
me,
of the
right?
few shows that has a legitimate civilization backstory, everything like
Beautiful
it has.
character development.
Yeah, character development, everything.
The reason why,
bro.
first of all, the reason I say I can't watch Dragon Ball Z right now is because first of all, I've mentally grown, right?
Yeah.
With all, wallahi, one day I sat down, I was trying to rewatch Dragon Ball Z. I've never finished Dragon Ball Z, by the way. I tried to rewatch it.
Damn.
Man was powering up for 3 episodes. Is the guy was yelling for 3 episodes. That's when I realized I'm not watching it no more. I couldn't.
Jeez.
But you know why they were doing that though?
Why?
Like there was a reason because the episodes was catching up to the manga, and the manga wasn't. The manga is like the books and
Right,
the comic
yeah,
books,
yeah,
so it was catching up. So they wanted to give themselves some breathing room for them to go ahead and create,
Oh.
some more episodes.
It's
Some
probably like those filler episodes.
yeah, filler episodes, bro.
But damn, bro, now I appreciate One Piece even more, fam.
Yeah.
So
One
the other
Piece
thing
is
is I
different.
watched. What's it called? I watched. What's it called?
We'll get to it. We'll get to some of your favorite animes.
Yeah.
So your start. So you say Avatar: The Last Airbender was
It's my gateway.
Was your gateway? Interesting. How old were you at the time?
Bro,
How
I
can you
was
agree?
Probably.
I was an 8th grader.
Okay.
8th grade is when I started
Probably
watching.
12,
that.
13 years old then.
Yeah, I was like, what fascinated me is the fact that I could control other elements around them.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. How a guy can control water, and then we'll do the intro. That's the greatest intro of all anime. Fire, water,
And when the world needed him most, he
Yeah.
disappeared.
disappeared, and then zoom.
So in regards to my first kind of essentially how I started watching anime, I was very young when I started watching anime, and I would say it's probably Yu Yu Hakusho that used to come on Adult Swim. You know what I mean? It used to come on back in the day, man, when we were very young. My parents said like make sure we go to bed, but we had a TV in our room. Shout out, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So my older brother Siad and I would wake up and we'd turn the TV on, but it'd be very low, and it's Adult Swim, so it doesn't come on till late at night, probably like 10, 11 p.m. in the evening. So and that was kind of my first start into watching anime. What about you?
Nah, dude, I'm like, for me, I watched all of them. I watched from Digimon to Dragon Ball Z. Like right after school, I used to watch Power Rangers. Power Rangers, dude. It's like wrestling, but it's like colorful to wrestling. You know what I mean? Like it's bullshit, but you can
Live
clearly see
action,
the
though,
bullshit.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
a live action anime. Now I can't watch that shit to save my life. But dude, fucking Power Rangers was the shit.
Yo, think about Power Rangers. They used to really spend their time like powering up, right? Like essentially evolving and changing into like the evil characters right there. Boy, if you don't
But
smack
it
them
was
like
it was almost the same story every single episode. And it just different characters. It entertained us so much, bro.
I was always the red Power Ranger, by the way.
Not
Who
The
was
leader,
it?
huh?
Like,
Who was
that-
it?
Natural birth.
So they had the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, where they had the dinosaurs and all
Question.
these crazy.
The question though, we're talking about Power Rangers. What was the first Power Rangers that you actually watched? Because there was
Mighty
some
Morphin
that
Power
came.
Rangers, yeah. Yeah, it
Well,
was-
but then that came around '94. I was born '94, but the first and I came in '98 to America. But the first ever Power Rangers
Yeah, I
Time
don't know.
Time Force was mine. So that one holds a very special place in my heart. Like Power Rangers Time Force is when they came back from the future and then they went back and then that's how they got stuck some in the
Yeah,
back in the day.
It was,
And
it
they
was
just
epic.
continued.
Like me, I always wanted to be the Black Ranger because I'm a black guy. You know what I mean? it just made sense to me. You know, or the Blue Ranger because for some reason they always made the Blue Ranger a black guy. So I'm just like, you know, that's where
There
it
was some racist rhetoric to it. though, in
Yeah,
the
a
back in the-
little bit.
The black guy was always the black.
You've
Brown
never
Ranger.
seen. You never
The
seen,
Asian girl was the
Like
Yellow
yellow-
Ranger.
yeah.
Like what?
You've never seen
white
a
girl
black
was the
Red
Pink
Ranger.
Ranger.
You've never seen a black Red Ranger. Like they brought all the Red Rangers together in like in a movie type of thing.
Wow.
And there was
yeah.
not one black Red Ranger.
That's crazy. That just hit me right now.
So are you guys saying that I have nothing but self-hate right now? Is that what's going on here?
No,
Are you
fam,
guys
that's just-
accusing me of self-hate?
We got in contact.
I mean, he did it. Assad night, but he said, "I am the Red Ranger, fam."
I've always decided just to choose the Red Ranger. Red was my favorite color growing up. It's still one of my favorite colors. Obviously, Miami Heat, Manchester United. I'm sure you guys understand.
Blood.
Come on,
Whoa.
whoa. Guys,
Whoa.
we do not condone gang violence.
Don't do drugs, kids.
But so in regards to kind of, you guys mentioned some of these cartoons, some of these animes kind of growing up. One like kind of debate that happens back and forth is subbed versus dubbed. Like I'm a big proponent in subbed anime just because not only is like it's in its natural language in Japanese, but I feel like it's much more like they have much more. They're kind of very like intense. You know what I mean? They're actually like you can feel their pain. You can kind of feel how they're feeling at that moment. So whenever I listened to dubbed, I felt like it was just trash. It was garbage. There wasn't any emotions in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what that is, bro?
What is that?
First of all, shout out to you for saying that. I don't think it had anything more to that.
I respect it.
That was
I
beautiful,
appreciate it.
well put.
Appreciate it.
You know what people who watch dubbed are? It's like getting a Mona Lisa, but taking a picture of it and then putting it in your crib, fam.
What a shame. Wow. Wow. Wow.
It's like these paintings right here, bro.
Well, like could be one of these.
Dude,
fam.
it could be
one
I
of
can't
these.
lie. I can't lie. All right. So for me, I'm like for the longest time, I love to multitask. I can't watch a show and not like do something with my hands. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I usually play video games and have my laptop on with the anime or whatever I'm watching. Right, have it on, and I can't look away on Japanese because I don't understand Japanese. That's not my language. You know what I mean? So I'll watch something dubbed. I'll listen to it, and then I'll just play video games. And then when I look over, whenever something's in English, I know when something's about to go
Yeah,
down.
exactly. So
In
you
context to it, I
understand.
look over, I see it. You know what I mean? That's when I like dub. Dub is important to me because of that. You know what I mean? I'm not just saying important, but it was relevant. It's relevant to me because of that.
What do you think about the voice actors, though? Terrible voice actors.
Terrible.
You know what they said? I'm in pain.
Rather when you hear it in Japanese, it's like
Nani? You know,
and
some
you're like,
animes
damn,
like-
he said shit.
Yeah.
I've heard the word shit said in so many different dialects, bro. I don't know which one is it, bro.
No, and set in Naruto, one of the best animes of all time. The first part of Naruto when they're young, you cannot watch that dubbed. You cannot watch that dubbed. Their mouths, the sound and their mouths, they don't move the same.
It's very, very monotone. You know what I mean? They're just like, oh, Sasuke, oh, Sakura, bro, if you don't get this bullshit out of here, bro,
Because you
I'll
have
be
to
so
understand,
upset.
because I want to just demystify the idea of why anime does get a lot of criticism in our society today, right? What is anime? What is art itself? Art itself is a medium of telling, is a storytelling platform.
It's 100%.
Any art you take, dancing, photography, videography, anything that you do, it's a form of storytelling. That's what it is. Anime is a form of storytelling. But what does anime have more than movies and TV shows? It doesn't have limitations that movies have, meaning you can explore your creativity to boundaries to as far as you want. So like right now for a movie, if I want a specific role, like I want Brad Pitt, I gotta pay Brad Pitt, right? I don't gotta pay Sasuke, fam. I just gotta pay his voice actor, that's it. Sit in a room and go over it. What anime does, it takes advantage of that and it gives the artist unlimited creativity. Do as you wish. Go as you want.
I also believe,
Right?
like you mentioned, like in regards to hiring these voice actors, I felt like in that moment you were kind of like belittling them. Voice actors, because you're not on screen, you essentially have to try and, you essentially have to try and bring this out of themselves.
True.
And I think voice acting is probably one of the toughest things to do. And man, so much props to them for obviously giving us a wonderful childhood.
You
man.
know what's crazy?
100%. And what's it called? In the animes that we watch is like, for example, One Piece. Bro, you know how much shit that goes in One Piece in just a single episode? And for them to portray that sound as if they're actually there, they're not.
Yeah.
They're in a booth with sound panels around them.
But
and
do they watch the show as they're doing the voice?
Oh no,
acting?
they have a line, and then what they do is they say the lines, they say in different reactions, and then they put it into the video, they match with it,
Yeah.
and then they see if it's working or not, and then they go back. It's like back and forth thing. It's a
Yeah.
full-time job, bro.
So they don't never actually see the scene itself for them to get it.
no, they read the manga. They see the manga.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they see the
Okay.
manga. And another thing I want
I
to say,
think, I think they see the animation too. I think they see the animation without the.
I would think
voice.
so.
because you
I
don't
would
need the
think so.
animation. You're right. You don't need a.
Yeah,
That's true.
You
Because it's
just
two
you can
different
see
things.
the emotion and then
Yeah.
you just you.
And then you portray it.
Yeah.
And another thing I want to demystify is why is anime increasing in popularity? You ever asked yourself that question? Anime gives you one thing. Like I was looking at this YouTube video. They said, why is Hollywood going downwards today? They said back in the day, you used to go watch Robert De Niro movies. You say, oh my God, I want to watch Superman, right? You could go there for watch the actual thing. No, it's actually the other way around. You say, I want to go watch. I want to go watch Robert Downey Jr. back in the day.
Iron Man, yeah.
But lately, Iron Man has become bigger than the actor itself. So the role has become bigger than it. So instead of saying, I'm going to watch, what's it called? Name one big Tom Cruise. You're going to say, I'm going to go watch Top Gun.
Yeah.
So that's what's going down. What animes do is the other way around. It's giving you the initial voice actors. Well, I don't know as voice actors are famous in Japan right now. They're a big deal. They're known.
Yeah.
Especially One Piece voice actors are very known everywhere that you go to.
Especially for them doing it for such a long period of time. That's
Yeah, like I was gonna say, like
20
One
years,
Piece,
yeah.
One Piece is 1997 came out. It's 2020.
I was born in 97.
You know what I mean? It's crazy. man.
how it's still going on. And so I kind of want to talk to you guys about it. Like I felt like I've had nothing but bad experiences whenever I try and watch an anime that they turn into a live adaptation. So one example I want to give you guys is Death Note is a kind of short anime series, about
My
30
favorite.
30 episodes. Yeah,
My
I know you really loves it. And I think it's very good. But when I seen the live adaptation, right? So I watched it and I said, you know what? Just give it a chance. I was bored one day, nothing going on. I was like, let me just do it. I'm not gonna lie. I wish I could get my time back. It was the absolute worst thing in the world. So how do you guys feel about some of these live adaptations? Like I think they talked about. I don't know if it's already out, but in regards to Bleach, if they did a live adaptation of Bleach, is that something you guys would watch?
Nah, dude.
No.
My first
I'm not even a
experience
Bleach
was a
fan.
live anime that they made into a live movie was Avatar.
Avatar,
right?
yeah.
And I watched, and it was so bad. It's
Do you
horrible.
remember?
It was there's shit, right?
Don't you remember Dragon Ball Z? They made it. They tried to make a
Yeah.
live adaptation, and that was trash.
That was trash.
yeah,
they did.
It was on Netflix, right? And then no, Avatar.
Don't
watch
watch
it.
it.
Avatar, dude, it was trash. Actually Avatar was shit, right? And then I watched it in 3D. So imagine yourself looking at trash in 3D. That's
Like, fuck, bro.
That's what I was like, bro. This is the
Like they
worst.
want you to know, like, hey, this is complete
Aang,
trash.
they were
Like,
calling Aang Roger, my nigga. Like, what are you doing? Like, like Aaron. They were like, Aaron, motherfucker is Aang, motherfucker. Get it right.
And the other thing is, what's it called? First of all, you know One Piece doing an adaptation, right? But they said One Piece is gonna put in 10 million per episode. That's Game
wow.
of Thrones money,
yeah.
That's
Actually,
insane.
more than Game of Thrones, because Game of Thrones was 5-6 million.
bro.
5
One
to 6
Piece,
million each
this
episode.
just shows you, bro. If One Piece does it and One Piece does it right, of course I'm always gonna give it a try. One Piece.
Where's it gonna come out on?
Every cinema everywhere. It's gonna be worldwide.
Oh, okay. A movie?
Movie.
Or
No,
episodes?
it's gonna be 10 episodes. Each of them is gonna have a budget of 10 million.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow, so these essentially, I don't think they're gonna be. There must be movies then.
No,
Yeah, what
no,
these are-
what they're doing is just doing the arcs.
Oh wow.
So all those 10 episodes they cover the East Blue arc.
Okay.
You have to watch what I mean, like East Blue.
To
it's like
understand
that's
what it is.
Yeah, it's like that's the intro arc.
Yeah.
So like all the hour long, all that stuff is
Yeah.
gonna be in 10 episodes.
Interesting.
And the
wow.
fact they're given $10 million, and guess who's gonna be the executive producer and the director of the whole thing is Oda, the writer.
Wow, that's impressive.
Shout out to Big Man.
Dude,
fam.
imagine seeing a live action fucking Fishman.
Yeah,
That's
like Arnold
ridiculous.
Shark, right?
That's just, it don't make sense.
Not at all. Not at
crazy.
all. But you know, so like, I feel like in regards to kind of subbed and dubbed has been something that's been kind of going on back and forth. Another thing that's been going on back and forth, and like we see a ton of kind of like, you know, little comedy skits in regards to kind of Long Beach Griffey and, you know, Mark or Supreme Dream. You know what I mean? So how these guys, they always talk about someone who watches the anime and someone who reads the manga. You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on that? Have you guys ever read the manga? Is that what do you guys prefer it, or you guys prefer the anime instead?
Okay,
Go ahead.
fam.
Go ahead.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I always watch the anime first, and most of the time I get caught up. I'm impatient. I can't wait. Like in any anime that I always tell you guys, right? Y'all read the manga for that. Because I cannot wait. I'm 2 seconds away from knowing what's going to happen the next episode, especially the season when it ends. I literally go to, what's it called? Jiminy's box. It's not up there anymore. I will read everything. One Piece, I read everything. The reason why I like manga is the authentic part. Anime can add, a little salt to it.
Bro, this would be a great ass episode to bring my brother.
Yeah.
Oh man,
We brought the wrong one.
Well, yeah, brought the wrong one. Wallah. Wallah, this is his conversation.
100%.
He's gonna be so mad. Y'all have to do a part 2 with him, bro.
Nah, no, dude. That 10 million per episode, I don't think it's enough. I don't think it's gonna be good. Because if you compare it to, so let's say One Piece is like Pirates of the Caribbean. You know what I mean? It's on the sea. It's pirates. It's like that's the main location. Premise. Yeah, it's the sea.
Do you think they'll have Somali pirates? Because that's one thing I've heard. Like,
Yeah.
they started.
They might because one of the characters got
It's Somali.
It was Somali. Yeah,
It's crazy. I just found
Blackbeard
this
is
out
Somali.
right now, lately, recently.
Yeah, but I don't think he has any part in
It's-
the first arc.
The
So,
fact that they're,
I'm
yeah.
the captain.
Yeah, no, but listen, 10 minutes. Okay, so like I was saying, like the closest thing to One Piece and a movie would be Pirates of the Caribbean.
yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean has $700 million to make that.
On just
So
one,
10
for
million.
One movie?
Yeah, one movie. So just think about that.
But you have to understand, most of the budget goes to actors. You know that, right?
Yeah, actors alone
So,
gonna
yeah.
make
Yeah.
10 million.
But you have to understand, for One Piece, you don't need Johnny Depp.
Yeah,
Yeah, you don't need
yeah,
high
yeah,
name
just
actors.
regular-
No, I'm
Yeah.
talking about, dude, just the boat to make the boat. You gotta make what's that? Not the Sunny, but the Going Merry.
Yeah.
You gotta make the Going Merry. You gotta have like different lands, different locations, different islands, the water. You know, and then there's a lot of different things. So I don't know. It's tough.
I do think that kind of doing some of these live adaptations is going to be very difficult, regardless of the budget that you have. I'm sure, in regards to One Piece, they may hire kind of no known actors who they pay, little to no money essentially, just so that they can get a proper
Make
start.
their names up too.
But it's also going to be very difficult to still trying to have that same quality. As you mentioned, kind of having, in regards to why, live action or so on and so forth is very limited is because there's only so much that they can do. You know what I mean? CGI can make things look good, but it's to a certain extent.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Sometimes, like in regards to one movie that with 3 hours long, Avatar, right?
Yeah.
One of the best movies. And this idea was actually brought out in the early 90s. He had to wait. The director essentially had to wait, or the producer had to wait until, the 2000s. He had to wait about almost close to 20 years before he could even, actually put it
Because
into
the technology wasn't available.
it wasn't available at the time. So
Yeah.
I don't know if it's ever going to work out, but we'll have to see.
Avatar was really nice. That
No,
movie,
I think the
Yeah.
technology is there, but I don't think 10 million an episode is gonna be enough. Because if you do an hour long, no, I got the numbers wrong. So the box office, they made 700 million, but the movie to make the Pirates of the Caribbean 230 million. You know what I mean? 10 episodes, $10 million, only $100 million. You know what I mean? So 200. They need to double that and add a couple just for one episode.
Okay.
You know what
Shout
I mean?
out-
I
bro,
can
It'd
definitely
be
see
tough.
that.
Yeah.
At least, bro, at least One Piece is taking on the challenge. You feel me?
Yeah. Nah, it's definitely something we'll have to see.
Sure.
We always see, 'cause if someone's asking me, hey, Mohammed, what's your favorite TV shows? Whenever I hear that question, I think of, okay, let me depending on who that individual is, most of the time, I talk about kind of my favorite TV shows, which is kind of, with live actors, so on and so forth. I never bring up anime. But I asked Luqman, hey, Luqman, what's your favorite TV show? And Luqman one day is like, all right, yeah, so it's One Piece. And then he mentioned a bunch of other ones. And then, some were live actors and some not. And so do you guys kind of have that habit where if someone asks you guys, what's your favorite shows, do you guys bring up anime or do you guys kind of typically stick with live actors that I typically do?
No, only if you ask me what anime do you like, but that's about it though. If you ask me what show is my favorite, The Wire, The Office, Game of Thrones, except for the last season, that type, Breaking Bad, those type. But no,
He said Breaking Bad.
he's in Breaking Bad.
Oh my God,
I
Fidi.
forgot.
Another thing is, it's a crime not to mention One Piece, bro. I have to say, because, bro, I need my lines are blurred in, So I'm right now. I'm more appreciative of the arts itself, the writing, all that. The reason I always include anime into it is anime has by far the best character development in anything I've ever seen. It's not even a question. And for me to mention, oh my God, Breaking Bad is my favorite TV show of all time. It's not even close. But Breaking Bad is 1A, One Piece is 1B. Why are they that? Is because of character development and attention to detail. What matters to me. I sit down, I look at the guy behind the main actor. I look at the script. I would print out a script and I'll actually read the scripts. I would go to that far beyond lengths. And they those two, for me to not see an anime, Vinland Saga is also up there. It does everything and beyond. And for me not to say that, it's not fair, bro.
Interesting.
Yeah, dude. One Piece. For me, for the longest, I love The Wire. I love Game of Thrones. And then you know what I mean.
Respect, wallah, yeah.
This Is Us is another show that comes on NBC. I'm saying This Is Us, The Wire. You know what I mean. So, and for me to leave out One Piece, those shows gave me just as good a feeling as One Piece did. One Piece is, dude, I put One Piece as my number one show. It's not even close. It's been running since 1997, and it's never, not one bit fell off. Now, they had a little bad arcs here there with the Big Mama arc was a little bad. But Whole Cake Island was pretty bad. But everything else was just fire, you know
Can
what I
I
mean?
ask you one thing? The only thing I remember about One Piece is when I think it came on Toonami around 2006 for the first time I've ever heard of it. And it was in English. It was dubbed.
Yeah.
And I started to like it, yeah. The backstory. A random kid, you eat a fruit, you get superpowers.
Fruit, yeah.
So I'm guessing that was the storyline back in 1997 when it first started.
Right.
What is going on right now? Like, I know Luffy.
Yeah.
There was a guy that had 3 swords.
Zoro,
One with the mouth. I remember I saw highlights on Twitter. He got killed by this one guy that he did so much. Like he attacked him really hard, but I think the guy just killed him somehow. So what is going on right now?
Nah, dude. One Piece is either.
Because I know there's so many arcs in.
Yeah, but we don't want to give any spoilers. You know what I mean? You don't
Nah,
wanna
it's
give,
been
It's
around.
funny,
Like, it's been around
yeah.
since 97.
If they haven't watched it by now, then
It's
you
been
know.
around since
It's just-
97. If you,
But the thing is,
yeah.
you asked your question, bro. But can you answer that question there's no way you can answer that question, in my opinion.
What is a big thing?
what's
that
going
happened?
on?
Okay, what is One Piece? One Piece is a character named Luffy who wants to be a pirate king. So this thing is based on islands rather than countries. That's the whole world, right? So being a pirate and being a marine is like the ultimate power. Where in Earth right now, the army, the marines, all that is what's power. There, the marines are favored more because 70% of it's covered by water.
Yeah.
It's like these little islands. So Luffy wants to become a pirate king. His predecessor, the guy before him, he wants to be was a pirate king. He conquered the whole Grand Line and all that. But the thing is, the beauty of One Piece is the journey is what it's trying to emphasize, right?
Right.
Who do you meet? What do you meet? And it gives you another thing is George R. R. Martin, the writer of Game of Thrones, said this, right? He said if you're doing a war scene, a war movie, you have to do war justice. You can't say I'm gonna go to war and the main character comes out unscratched. You can't do that.
Unscratched.
Yeah,
So,
he doesn't lose a family member.
Exactly.
You know, you have to do war justice,
Yeah.
and that's what One Piece does very well, and Vinland Saga as well. It does chaos justice. If I go into a situation today, I have equally as for every reaction, is equal and opposite reaction, right?
Yeah.
I have a chance of getting hurt, and I have a chance of not getting hurt. Those chances are equal. And a lot of movies, what they don't do is they don't do that. That's why I want you to put them in real life scenarios. And the TV show that does that best of that is One Piece and Breaking Bad. Shout out to Vince Gilligan.
Nah, dude. Like One Piece, like he talked the gist of Speed, like the main things about One Piece. But there's little things, the little details that you're like, wait, is that Eminem? Like, there's a character that's like the Sky God. There's a guy who calls himself God. His name Eminem made an album called
Rap of God.
Rap God, right?
Yeah.
And there's a character in One Piece that calls himself God. You know what I mean? Who has like the white, who is white guy. You could literally say you can see he's a white guy. He wears, you know how Eminem when he came out with those white T-shirts in that award show, and he was wearing all white and stuff like that. So this character, yeah, like
Literally,
like
I swear
Eminem
to-
character. You know what I
you
mean?
have to see
And
it.
then there's another arc where it gives tribute to Michael Jackson and the Thriller song, and it's the arc, the boat they're on is called Thriller Bark. You know what I mean? Off of Thriller. You know what I mean? Michael Jackson. And one of the main characters they find there is a skeleton with an afro. Michael Jackson had an afro, and the kid is the skeleton, the suit.
Yeah.
He's a musician. The guy they find is a musician on this arc. You know what I mean?
It's so subtle.
They put like life things. He puts Oda puts life things in the show. You know what I mean?
So this
The
is basically
Bermuda Triangle.
plagiarism right here, bro.
No, it's not plagiarism.
It's called influence.
It's
Tell them
influence,
exactly.
yeah.
Like the Thriller Bark arc is so perfect point right there. What One Piece does is it looks at real life scenarios and it says, guess what? How can I incorporate this into my story? That Thriller Bark arc is they're in a triangle, the Bermuda Triangle essentially. You go there, you get lost. Where the Thriller Bark is in a called Florian Triangle. He changed the name. There's a character based on Gandhi that looks like Gandhi there. It's like so many different things. Zoro.
Why do you think I brought up like Somalia? Because Somalia has been known for Somali
Allah.
pirates.
Yeah,
and
like
all
Somali
that.
pirates.
It's
One of
like,
the
oh,
Somali pirates are
You're
have a
not-
bad.
you're never gonna
Somali
s-
pirates have a bad like
Connotation,
right? One of the worst characters, the main villain in the show, is a Blackbeard, and he's a Somali pirate.
Literally, the biggest anime in the world has the biggest villain. His name is, and he's Somali.
And he's
based, bro.
probably
Is
one
his
of the
name Mohammed
strongest.
Abdi Farah? Is it anything
No,
like that?
what you can do. I don't know. Even the names don't match the people's
Oh,
characters.
okay.
But he tells you where's this guy from. This guy's from Croatia. But he said the day he dropped, he said this guy is from Somali native. Wallahi, I abandoned the main character. I said I want the villain to win.
Yeah.
His name is Teach.
Yeah, Edward. Marshall D teaches the name.
So, in regards to kind of how, in just TV shows, you kind of see how it's put in series, it's put in, seasons, so on and so forth. Where anime, essentially, it's kind of a continuous storyline like any other show, but there's different arcs that is related to it. So there could be an arc, if you look at, let's say Hunter x Hunter, for example. It kind of starts out with the Hunter exam arc, right? And then it moves on to like the Zoldyck family arc, and so on and so forth. So it's just, there's a continuous progression. And also, these guys, they essentially start out with nothing. So, originally in One Piece, where was Luffy? He was inside of a bar. They were cleaning up. He had absolutely nothing. He was one of the best swimmers, right? And then he eats this fruit that they had laying around, and all of a sudden, the man, he can't swim anymore.
Oh yeah, like
And
Oh, he can't swim.
he can't swim anymore. So if you
he's
eat that
elastic.
fruit, if anyone consumes the devil fruit, they lose their ability to swim.
So that's like the one I told you is like, you give up something to gain something, right? You do war justice, for example. Like the whole place is made out of water. If I eat a devil fruit, essentially I'm a pirate. I'm gonna be always being sea. Damn, should I sacrifice my ability to swim for that fruit? So it's like, damn,
But
I
then
gotta
you
make an
get-
option.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's so beautifully written, bro.
It's a contradiction. You're a pirate who can't swim. You know what I mean? It's a funny contradiction. One Piece, just as good as the story is, it's a comedy.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Beautiful,
The
yeah.
comedy alone will make you want to watch it. If you like comedies, you like One Piece. You
Tell him how
cannot
dumb,
dislike like One
how
Piece.
dumb is the main character, bro?
Bro, the main character is just how dumb he is, not just how clueless he is.
What, Luffy?
Luffy,
He's a dumbass, bro.
He plays dumb, but he has a lot of moments where he knows what he's
He has
doing.
a lot of brilliant moments.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah,
brilliant
yeah,
moments.
yeah.
But then there's other characters that give the life show. You know what I mean? They give the show life. You know what I mean? I give the life show. Give the show life. You know what I mean? So it's just the show is amazing. We can sit here all day
Amazing,
talking
yeah.
about it.
Yeah, and so we don't want to bore you guys because this won't be boring. You gotta be, thoroughly entertained. But we do want to kind of talk about some of these other animes. And another powerhouse is Naruto. There's always this back and forth in regards to what's better, Naruto or One Piece. There's a common back and forth. Hamza and Luqman may not feel that way. But I'm talking about the rest of the world.
There's no back and forth. man.
Between
What do you think? No, I want to ask Ayub.
Naruto.
What you think?
And Hamza said no.
I mean, I
What- you know-
understand what you're talking
You know what
about.
Naruto is, bro? When people give me an argument, there's two arguments. When I ask you, is an argument I ask you what's your favorite anime or what's your favorite TV show or what's the best TV show? It's two different arguments. Naruto brings back nostalgia, bro.
No,
Yeah.
I think Dragon Ball Z is definitely more nostalgic. But in regards to Naruto, I've watched Naruto. It's probably it was one of the first ones I watched growing up. And Naruto has some great moments.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's the best anime.
Yeah.
But Naruto is definitely up there, 100%. And Naruto has these great moments. You do see a ton of character development. You do see, in situations where, the
tested.
Naruto himself, supposedly, the protagonist essentially, where sometimes it doesn't work out for him. You know what I mean? So it has that nice progression, that nice build, and it goes on to obviously some of the things that he's achieved in that.
For the argument of Naruto One Piece, right? The reason I'm saying it brings nostalgia is you can relate more to Naruto than you can relate to Luffy. No one can relate to Luffy, bro.
It's pirate.
Yeah, it's
the
not
middle
only that. It's like the guy is just a naturally happy-go-lucky guy. He's just always searching adventure. What it does he likes you for who you are, not your strength, all that. Naruto goes like if I was writing a paper today, I'd rather write a paper on Naruto than I write a paper on Luffy,
Piece.
because
Oh,
Naruto goes through some deep shit
Where he
bro.
loses both of his
Yeah,
parents.
not only that, Luffy doesn't have no clue whose parents are. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
The same thing is to Naruto, but Naruto shows that to you as a real person. Imagine not knowing your mom and dad.
And that's the thing.
Yeah.
So that's why I like Naruto more, because it's more relatable to the average person. You see some of the things that you see in Naruto is you see the value of family, you see the value of love, you see perseverance, you see persistence.
But after
you
a
see-
while-
it's like all these little things that Naruto has. It's one of the reasons why it's my favorite anime.
But let me correct you real quick, bro.
Okay.
That's very good base. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But after a while, it becomes so repetitive, fam. The show's not supposed to be called Naruto. The show's supposed to be called Sasuke, fam. Because all this nigga is doing is running after the other guy, fam.
Right.
That's not okay. Now I want to destroy the argument of One Piece and Naruto.
Yeah.
Two things in Naruto. First of all, the way you know how good a TV show is. Like when you have a nice ass meal today, you go to a restaurant, and they give you a very very bad what's called dessert. You don't remember the good entree that you had, the main dish. You're like, fuck that restaurant, right? I don't want to go back there.
But that's everybody.
Don't get me wrong. What Naruto does is it gives you some main dishes, beautiful, boom, boom. But the last war arc was one of the worst, biggest assholes I've ever seen. The way they killed Madara. Come on, you built up a character for 20 years, nearly 15 years, and you just kill him out of nowhere. It's like, do war justice, bro.
That fourth great Shinobi War. So much happened in that. And you just think, oh, just because Madara died. Sahib, what happened there?
Yo.
Some of the sacrifices that were made. Luqman's favorite character died, bro.
Luqman,
Give this man some respect, bro.
Luqman. You trying to tell me?
I can
No.
definitely see where he's coming from
No.
because you remember Game of Thrones is great up until season 7.
Look,
Season 8 just trash.
Yeah.
And to me right now, I'm like, yo, Game of Thrones is, I mean, it's great, but I don't like it.
Luqman, can I correct you?
I just want to say one thing. The reason why Naruto is probably trash is because of its successor, Boruto. Garbage.
No.
man.
I'm-
That's
I
why.
haven't
That's the
even watched-
only reason why Naruto.
No,
is
can I
trash.
finish?
Alright.
I haven't watched an episode of Boruto. I have not. I'm biased.
Is that a
situation.
second Naruto?
Yeah, it's a skit.
Boruto.
Luqman,
Oh,
let me
his
ask you this
son.
question. You said Madara is your favorite character, right?
No. Neji.
Neji's your favorite character, right? What was the purpose of Neji's death? Tell me one thing
You
that's
speeches
fulfilled.
like that, you can't say
Tell me
shit.
one thing Neji's death fulfilled. You look at One Piece. I'm gonna give you so many deaths today. Name one meaningless death you've seen in One Piece.
Okay, so Neji's goal in life was to be a bodyguard
For his sister?
Hinata, his cousin, and to protect Hinata, right? So and Hinata's the person she had the most feelings for, you know what I mean, and the person Neji ended up feeling the most cared for outside of his family was Naruto. So when he had to sacrifice himself because Naruto was at a vulnerable spot, and he had to protect Naruto as a bodyguard. Take the bullet for the guy you have the most friends with. So I understand where Neji's death comes from, okay?
Okay.
But I that part. But for me, I agree with you.
not-
Wait, hold up.
Don't celebrate too early, bro.
Don't celebrate too early. Hold up. Wait a minute.
He has a trump card. He has a trump card.
Wait. So for me, One Piece is a billion times better than Naruto. Not even close.
Damn me up.
Not even
Damn me
close.
up, man.
One Piece and Naruto are like not even close. I don't have Naruto as my top 5 animes, but One Piece.
Haj, why are you not celebrating?
He got the mic.
No, Naruto. It had good story, but the story was after the when they grew up, when this Naruto Shippuden, it went way too like one direction. You know what I mean? It had one goal: save Sasuke. You know what I mean? You seen the growth of Naruto through training and all that, and then you see the death of Jiraiya. That's sad. You see the death of Neji. You see the death of what's the
Rock Lee?
Not Rock Lee. Rock Lee got crippled. Not Rock Lee, but Guy Sensei became crippled. What's his name?
Who's the guy sent Gara? Gara?
Shikamaru's teacher, Asuma Sensei's death. You know what I mean? It had very impactful deaths. You know what I mean? And that's a show that is very vulnerable characters dying and everything. It's really
Can I
nice.
ask you
Okay?
one simple question, bro? Just one simple question. If I take away Naruto from Naruto, the TV show, if I take the main character away, can Naruto still continue?
Yeah, because they have to save Sasuke. It cannot.
It cannot continue.
It cannot.
Okay, let me
It
finish the
cannot.
argument.
It cannot.
If I take away Luffy from One Piece, does it still continue?
Yes.
Does it not continue, and does it not even thrive? The other thing I hate about Naruto is if that character is not around Naruto, he doesn't grow at all.
Right.
It makes me so
Dude,
mad.
One Piece. This
Like,
is what. This is
it's
why I say.
so Naruto-centric.
Yeah.
bro.
This is why I say One Piece is better, because One Piece, Zoro
Why
is
is
great.
One Piece named One Piece? One Piece.
That's the treasure.
It's the treasure
That's
at the end of the
ultimate
line
treasure, yeah.
that they're going for. So Zoro's mission, first person on the boat after Luffy was Zoro. His goal is to be the greatest swordsman of all time. Okay. Second person on the boat was Usopp, right? Nami, right? Or is it
Yeah.
Usopp? Nami.
Had you, bro? You're.
Nami wants to be the great. She wants to be the greatest navigator ever walked. She's a real pirate. She loves gold. She loves treasure. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she's true.
She's a gold digger. She's literally a gold digger. All right, and then there's Usopp. He's just
A liar.
Usopp is a liar.
Half-assed.
He's Usopp got a
Wallahi,
long
billah.
nose. Pinocchio.
Pinocchio.
You know
Oh
what I
my
mean?
god.
You know what I mean? Then there's Chopper who wants to be he wants to heal all
No
diseases in the group.
yeah.
You know what I mean? He wants to heal. That's every character. This is what I'm trying to get to. Is every character on the boat? Every character has a role, has a point.
And they're
Bro,
not beholden on Luffy.
Bro, Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, Kakashi. No, not just Team 7. What's his name?
Konoha
Rock
fam.
Lee,
The whole Hidden Leaf Village.
everybody in the show wants to save one person.
Sasuke.
It wants to save Sasuke. It's just like, come on, like have some identity. Have some.
All right, let's see the rebuttal.
Okay, and so one of the reasons why they want to save Sasuke is because Sasuke is a dear friend, for starters.
Okay.
And secondly, you guys are saying that the entire show was essentially revolving around Sasuke, and it wasn't. You've seen so many different portions. The Orochimaru arc, where essentially Orochimaru was one of the bad, I forget what they're. So essentially, Orochimaru is an evil character, essentially. And then also, you got to look at, the Pain arc and the Akatsuki. So much of that happened. And Sasuke was out in the Sasuke wasn't even mentioned during some of those times. So you guys have to look at some of those moments as well.
There is a scent of Sasuke in Orochimaru first. That's all he wants. The Pain Saga. What are they doing? Pain was trying to recruit
so
who?
then essentially there was a sense of Madara as well in everywhere. Because who was Toby? Toby was Madara the entire time.
You see,
so many things come back, and you see some of the things that happened towards the beginning where it ties in well. It really ties in well. Like I said, never said Naruto was the best anime. I said it's my favorite anime. You know what I mean? But what I do want to talk about was the great year that we had in 2019.
Oh my
You know what I mean? One of the animes that came out in 2019 was Vinland Saga.
Bro, let's put that last,
24
bro.
episodes
I want to do
of
Demon
just
Slayer.
quality. You want to talk about Demon Slayer?
Demon Slayer first.
Okay,
Vinland
so
Saga.
I gotta watch those then. 'Cause
so
Yeah.
dude, Demon Slayer has like one of the best, like in regard just kind of like anime, like the animations, the quality in the animations, some of the fight scenes. It is just absolute
The
quality.
trees. Just look at the trees, fam. Don't even look at anything.
Yeah,
look at the trees.
yeah. The color
You
is
look at
just
the
working out
trees,
as
bro.
well.
It looks like a real life tree.
Yeah. So Demon Slayer. Just Hamza, if you kind of give us a
Alright.
little premise
So
as
what
to
is Demon
what's about.
Slayer? Demon Slayer, first of all, shout out to I forgot the author's name. Demon Slayer is a guy. It's essentially like demons and human beings. Like if a demon stands in the sun, he gets burned, yada yada. But the main character Tanjiro, he leaves one time to get a log. It's a snowy area. He leaves, and then his family gets killed by this demon. And then his little sister is a demon, but she's not dead yet. The other ones are dead. So what he's trying to find is a cure for her, so she can come back to normal. That's the whole story. That's the premise of the story.
That's the first season that we got so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the premise of the story. And then there's like getting to that main thing. What is Demon Slayer's strength? It's his animation rather than storyline. Bro, Tanjiro just running is a cinematic sequence right there.
Yeah.
It's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
That's where the strength comes in. And it's the first time in like 10 years that One Piece has been dethroned in manga sales. However, I looked at it. What makes different from Demon Slayer is Demon Slayer sold 13 million copies in 2019. One Piece sold 10 million. But when they looked at the 13 million there's a lot of people buying the same copies more than once.
Interesting.
So that inflated it more. But nevertheless, they bought more. 13 million.
So one thing I want to talk about, it's in regards to, and kind of like if you look at Hunter x Hunter, One Piece, how they started back in the 90s, you can kind of see some of that. You know what I mean? And over the years, you kind of see the anime quality come to life. But in regards to Demon Slayer, as to why the animations look very good, I believe it's similar to like anime movies. If you look at some of these anime movies, like the actual films, they spend time on it. They spend so much time on anime movies that you just see someone cutting up fruits or veggies, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And making dinner, or they're making, noodles and so on and so forth, ramen. And you just see the quality in it. You see some of the sizzling, some of the water boiling, so on and so forth, where some of these things pop out. And you're like, wow, this is insane. Is what essentially Demon Slayer is doing in, like kind of short bits. And there, the next season of Demon Slayer, is it going to be a series? It's going to be a movie. Yeah. So and I think that's absolutely wonderful.
I
man.
was impatient. I finished the manga, bro.
Yeah.
Couldn't wait.
So Hamza very very impatient, man.
I'm impatient,
Yeah, I've done that a couple times as well. Where I've gone back and I've read the manga just to kind of see what's going on
It
as
takes
well.
3 chapters for you to get into it.
Yeah.
And once you get into that rhythm,
Yeah.
like One Piece, the first 3 chapters, like, damn, But once I got into the rhythm, it felt like I was actually watching a movie, you know?
Yeah.
People call me for reading the manga. Like, you know, Masoud, for example, calls me for reading the
Yeah.
manga. But I can't wait, bro. I can't.
So Luqman, why don't you talk to us about Vinland Saga and it's come up in 2019?
Now I want to speak about another anime that doesn't get the love that it deserves, and then everybody talks about Demon Slayer this, Demon Slayer that. Demon Slayer had great animation.
Shout
all right,
out, yeah.
like you said, storyline bang average.
Yeah.
All right, there's another anime, storyline absolutely fucking fire.
Talk to me.
All right, animation just as good as Demon Slayer, and it's called Fire Force. Nobody watches Fire. No, I don't see the love. People do watch it, but nobody gives the love the way it should, dude. The Fire Force is fire. No pun intended. Literally, this show is just amazing, and nobody's giving it love, dude. Fire Force. It's about a kid whose mom. It was just him and his brother and his mom. All right. So and they're one day they're just a loving family. They're all little kids. The two boys are little. The mom is like at home. She's cooking food, and then the one of the boys is a little baby. The other one is like I want to say.
Don't spoil it, bro. I haven't watched it.
8-year-old.
I haven't watched
Just
it.
give us the premise.
Yeah, premises.
yeah.
So it's about, and then the I'm gonna have to spoil this one. The mom gets killed, and the brother, to him, he thinks his mom and brother got killed. The main character, but they don't. They end up coming back at the end, realizing that they're still alive. My bad, Hamza. I'm breaking this. I'm killing the story
Yeah,
for
you
you.
should have never. Yeah, you should
dude.
just go quiet. In the
I'm just
beginning.
saying the
Just
story.
tell us the premise. Like his parents got killed, and he's out
Not-
for revenge.
He's looking for
That's
his,
everything.
He's looking for the killers. He's looking for the killers of his family. Who killed his family? That's it. That's what he's looking for, and it's amazing.
So Fire Force essentially is Bruce Wayne. And he's
Hey, Goblin Slayer is another really good anime. Goblin Slayer, really good animation, really good fighting, pretty good story. Its story is a little like Fairy Tail, but not really in the sense of like almost every anime has
God,
guilds.
Fairy Tail was garbage.
Fairy Tail was alright, but it had guilds. But the main character, he's hiding his parents the whole time. Is another good anime. What's that? Shield Hero.
I'm disgusted in you right
Another amazing anime. We're gonna talk about these animes that you guys want to talk about. Yes, Promised Neverland. We'll talk about all these animes.
Okay.
But we'll talk about all these animes that you guys want to talk about. But I want to talk about these animes that you guys nobody talks
no one
about.
gives
You know,
love,
like, nobody.
right.
Shield Hero, I think, had one of the best stories. It started
I'm trying
off.
to support local.
Yeah, dude. I'm trying to show love to the animes that don't get love. You know what I mean? And then like the Shield Hero, like the way it just begins, everybody is against one nigga. Imagine they put you in a world, right? And everybody in the world that you got put into, that you don't fucking know anything about this world, hates you. Why? Why do you hate me? Everybody in this world is fucking this nigga over. You know?
Why?
And then the show starts off, he's loving, he's caring, he's a go-lucky, he's like a little like Luffy, right? At the end of the show, at the end of the first episode is 45 minutes long. At the end of the first episode, literally becomes like Sasuke, hates everyone. In one episode.
Actually, I'm gonna watch that.
No, but like Luqman mentioned, there are so many different animes that you can kind of go into, whether it's drama, whether it's crime, whether it's, has to do with kind of more, some things that aren't as natural, you know what I mean? Whether it has to go to virtual reality. There's so many of these different animes and so many things that you can find that, that you'd like in a live acting show that you can find an anime. And that's just kind of something we want to share with the world. This is obviously, so many people, they look at us and they're like, man, these
soccer,
guys
bro.
are, but so many people, soccer. You can look at Haikyuu, which is a volleyball anime, fantastic. People, when they see people who watch anime, they're like, man, these guys are nerds. They're still children. That's not the fact at all. We just enjoy quality content with great animations,
Bro, Vinland
rather than
Saga,
something
bro.
half-assed that you guys put out with fucking Brad Pitt. I could give a shit about a man's looks when I'm watching a show. Give me good content and I'm watching that 100 out of 100 times.
So can I talk about Vinland Saga now?
Sure. We're gonna have to wrap this up quickly though, man.
All right.
All right.
I wanna shout out to the best anime 2019, bro.
It's second best, but that carry on.
To who?
Promised Neverland, bro. The
Okay.
Promised.
You know what? Pending approval until I watch it.
All right,
Or hear about that. Bro, I have never seen an anime that made me question morality
Okay.
itself. So I sat down and I wrote a paper about it. I wrote a paper about Vinland Saga. Bro.
Wow. Okay.
Niggas was bored as walk. You feel me?
I
Chocolat.
just read an article, fam.
Yeah. So what?
How niggas not work?
It's an oxymoron. The irony
An
in that statement.
oxymoron.
Wow.
So what Vinland Saga is what I want to give an emphasis on what is morality. People have three moral sticks. It's either your religion is your moral stick, it's either your culture is your moral stick, or you yourself are your moral stick. What Villain Saga gives you an idea is there's no right or wrong. It's how you interpret it. If I go back into this is a Viking anime, by the way. If I go back into the Viking era and I see an old lady today, and I look at you and I say, yo, this lady has to go, and you say, why? I told you, yo, this lady is just consuming. She's not giving us anything right. Rationally speaking, that makes sense. But you're gonna go back to your morals. You're gonna be like, yo, I'm Muslim, right? For example, that's my religion. I can't do that because that's bad. That's any religion. Thou shalt not kill in the Bible as well. But you look rationally, back in the day, they killed her. You're like, damn, that makes sense though. But at the same time, fam, like you're literally conflicting with yourself. That's the idea of what Villain Saga does. It does that to multiple things. Amazing character development. I don't want to spoil nothing, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Villain Saga is my third favorite anime of all time. Number one of all time.
This is only after
26 episodes. It's my third favorite anime of all time. Number one is One Piece. Number two is Hunter x Hunter. And number three is Villain Saga.
Wow. So that was just kind of a rundown. We don't want to give too many spoilers, obviously. You know, we want to give you guys an opportunity to watch some of these animes and come back and talk to us about, some of your thoughts on it. What did you think? How did you feel at a certain moment? Because there are moments where it's just jaw dropping. Like you're like, no way this actually happened. And there's other moments where, you're crying. You know what I mean? So a moment in which I cried is like when R.I.P. Jiraiya Sensei died. I was like, wow. You know what I mean? In Naruto. And another happy moment that I cried, but it was tears of joy this time, was when Naruto met his mom. You know what I mean? And he met his mom through, obviously, because she also had the Nine Tails in her. So he met his mom through the seal once it was kind of broken. And you just kind of see some of these little things. And, you really get kind of like, attached to these characters, man. And it's a wonderful thing. And I'm so glad you guys are, listening to us kind of talk about, what we really enjoy. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Again, you can always reach out to us on Instagram and Twitter. All Purpose Podcast, underscores in between the words. Hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Peace.
All purpose.